best known as Dog the Bounty Hunter, with us now. He's familiar with small-town crime, small-town justice in America. Chapman spent 20 years capturing criminals from the streets. As a bounty hunter serving his own justice, clips from his 2000s TV show, where he brings down some of America's most dangerous people. We all remember the show. Just came out with a new book, 9 Lives and Counting, a bounty hunter's journey to faith, hope, and redemption, about his turn towards faith and how he now hopes to help some of the people he captured. Good to see you. Boy, I'm guessing hearing Brian's reporting, yeah, good to see you. Hearing some of Brian's reporting, I bet brought back some memories of some trips to places just like Texas County, Oklahoma that you had.
Yes, sir. Well, I bounty hunted #1 for 43 years. Brian and I are good friends. Oklahoma has the second largest death penalty in the United States since 1976. So these people that are upset because their family members have been killed, and these guys that do it, instead of God's misfits, they need to be called the devil's herd. They're heading to the death penalty. And these little groups like that in small towns, that town may be scared of them, but, welcome to the real world. They're going to face the gallows, lethal injection, whatever it is. Unbelievable. Thank God it's in the South where they're going to pay for their crime instead of in places they might get a personal reconnaissance bond, and that's it. Some of the things I've investigated for the last couple hours on how it happened, it was absolutely planned. They bought phones, they bought tasers, they took those poor mothers out there, they dropped them in a well. I mean, this is absolutely premeditated, first-degree homicide. And I'm sure the jury in Oklahoma, Guyman, Oklahoma is a small town. I learned how to crop dust and fly planes there. I was there, in Texas, Guyman, all that area. And people there are God-fearing individuals. These people are going to the death house. And it doesn't matter, for the parents or the relatives. I know my daughter was killed in a car accident, and the person that was driving, he died too. And it didn't matter if he died with her, she still died. So there's no justification at all when someone's killed like that, even if they go to the death house, because it doesn't bring them back. But again, thank God it happened in places where they believe that a crime is crime and murder is murder. And I'm telling you, they're going to the death house, these people.
Yeah, the idea of the capital part of this, capital murder, had not occurred to me. We'll ask Brian to look into that. When you think about these sort of small rural towns, though, and that they are, to so much of America, right, there's a Norman Rockwell-esque version of it, and you think about small town America, Pleasantville, where nothing bad happens. How is it that, though, these sort of bands of people, I'm going to call them gangs or cults or whatever, get control of the politics and of the town to the point, I don't know about you, I was shocked that they made the judge resign because he gave an interview.
Well, that's bullying, okay? That's how they do. We did one of the last shows we did while Beth was still alive was in Pueblo, Colorado, the murder capital of the world. And I went after a guy that was the leader of the gangbangers. And you know what? Everyone liked him, and he was a bully. They were scared of him. So what happened was $5,000 cash. I gave it to one of his best friends who turned him in. So money talks to those people. I mean, they may act tough and be tough. I have bounty hunted there. I've heard of these guys before. They're just full of hot air. So, but that hot air caused a murder. So they will pay for it. And again, thank God it's in states where they just don't give them walking papers, OR, or a PR bond, release them, and da-da-da. And if they do release them on bond, we still bounty hunt.
Yeah,
so if they release them,
these folks aren't getting. Yeah,
I don't think so. I'm
these
glad
folks are getting
no bail.
Kind of bail. Doug, I'm interested in your book, 9 Lives and Counting.
Thank you.
Faith, Hope, and Redemption. Has your view of the criminal justice system, or of criminals, because we all remember the show, we all remember how you viewed the people you were going after. Has your view of them now changed?
No, I was in prison in the 70s in Texas, the South. And one of the police officers that drove me to start my time said, "Dog, I'm going to tell you right now, you could change your life. You made a mistake. I was in a motorcycle gang. I didn't commit the crime, but one of my brothers did." And he said, "You know what? You right now could be someone someday." So, that, and on all my shows and before the shows, it was called the backseat ride. And I like to talk to him and say, because you made a mistake like that, you can change your life. Now, back to this God, whatever misfits, that's more than a mistake.
Right.
I don't know. I'm glad again they won't get out on bail. Two of them are ratty. Two of them are rats. So that group, they're all together, and nobody talks. Well, two of them are already making deals. That's how the cops have found out a lot of stuff. Two of them turned snitches. So yeah, there's no group like that. No group will keep their mouth shut. There's nothing not known as not snitching. A lot of people, I won't snitch because you're too stupid,
Yeah.
right?
Thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.